So my name's Aaron again. For those of you who weren't with me yesterday, I trained a very, very long time in Japan, like, I don't know, 13 years, I guess I trained in Japan. So my instructor and a lot of guys that I trained with were from a judo background. So loop chokes were something that were, a big part of a lot of things that we did. You end up in that position a lot from like failed judo throws or even, wrestling shots as well if you hit the gi. So I'm going to just show you some pretty neat variations and kind of some places where you can kind of look for them to find them. This is not really a sequential thing because loop chokes they come from some different positions. So it's not like my other class where there's kind of like a pathway to like different attacks. So they're a little bit more independent from each other. So I'm going to just show you like a basic loop choke setup from from an open guard thing to start. And this will kind of get you an idea of like some of the mechanisms to the loop choke as well as a common escape, one of the most major escapes that people do from them, and kind of knowing how to shut that down if it happens, especially from this position. Some of the other positions, they have their inherent blocks to stop that escape, but you'll kind of see as we get rolling. And as always, if there's any questions, please stop me at any time. So I need somebody who's neck. Awesome. Just here's fine. So one of the key things about a loop choke, unless you have abnormally long arms, is generally your head kind of has to be higher than their head, right? If I'm really down here and I'm trying to do a loop choke, well, I can't reach my arm around there, right? But if I get my head higher than his, then I need to get his head under my armpit. So I can't really do that if I'm laying on the ground. So it does change though. If like he's tripoded up really, really high, and put your head down here. Yeah. So if he's like this, it's a little different story. He's came to me at this point, right? But let's assume he's not. Like that'd be more like a pressure passing. So go back. So we're here, right? And I really like to play like a collar and sleeve guard, and I do a lot of scissor sweeps and stuff from closed guard and things. So I'm always looking for a cross collar grip. Okay, I really, 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 really like this grip. Now, if I'm looking for just like cross collar chokes and things like that, I want to be as deep as possible, but that's not really going to work for a loop choke. So kind of the indicator from where I like to be if I'm going to initiate attacks, loop type attacks, is everybody's got a collarbone unless you're made out of Play-Doh or something. So if I can feel that collarbone kind of between the top two knuckles of my hand, just run it along your partner when you do it. It kind of feels weird to them. So I'm here. Maybe I'm looking to do some other stuff. I set them up, maybe collar drags, whatever it is. I'm kind of in this combat sort of base sort of position, right? I want the lead foot forward, or the same foot as the same hand I'm using. And you'll see why here in a second. So I'm here, and I'm basically, just 1 second. So I'm kind of going to be doing this position here. Can everybody do this like pretty well? If not, if you don't have the flexibility or something to do it, just come up slower for the sake of this one here. I know not everybody can come up, and you're going to want to do it at a little bit of a speed. So we're here, and what I'm doing, your angle is going to just kind of be dependent on you and your arm size and some things. It's kind of for you to find where you need to be. So I like to have one hand on the mat, combat base, and then I'm up, and I'm scooping the head and pulling it under my armpit, okay? So I'm here. I got my knuckles right on his collarbone there. I'm coming up, feeding it under. I'm feeding my hand around his neck. This is the loop portion of the loop choke. Comes around, and I'm putting my hand, palm down. There are some variations. People use a fist. This is kind of up to you, really. I mean, it kind of depends on your body architecture and things. I like to just kind of put my hand underneath, and I'm flaring my hand out a little bit to create a bit of a stop. You want to make a fist or so, that's kind of up to you. So I'm making a little bit of a stop. Now from this position, I like to fall onto my side. Does anybody know how you can get out of this? Yeah, roll two, right? If he does this, it's undone, right? So I need to create a block on this one here to stop that. So when I set it, I'll fall and throw this leg over the top. Okay? Now if he rolls, what happens? He takes me with him. So that roll right there is the thing that we're going to be trying to stop from any loop choke sort of situation. A few years ago, Keenan Cornelius fought Nicholas Marigali, and he got caught in 2 loop chokes from Marigali. If anybody knows who that is, maybe some people don't, but he was able to roll out like this because he didn't have it blocked. Keenan was kind of just quick on the reflex and was able to get out because of that. So we're here, we're a nice seated open guard. Now, I told you I wanted you to have the same leg to the front as the hand. That's because if I come up this way, my leg that I need to block him is in the back now. That doesn't really work. I'm jammed up. Does that make sense? That's why I like this. Plus, not only it's a more natural thing if I'm doing other techniques like collar drags and things like that. It's just, this is the right way you want it. So here, stand up, come up, roll. Does that make sense to everybody? Everybody understand the setup, what's happening with the loop, where I want the hand set, and the leg to block. Any questions about that so far? Anything? Yes, I'll do it. Thank you. Some hillbilly shit right there, I like it. All right, so here, again, knuckles up. My head higher than him. If not, I can't really engage it. Head, when I do this, when you're doing it at real speed, you're kind of almost clubbing them a little bit. You don't want to, sort of thing, but not wrong. So I'm scooping, and then it goes under. Okay? Scoop, under. I'll immediately sit. A lot of times I'll finish kind of in this half up, half down thing, because I naturally kind of pull them a bit that way, which is fine, because I'm also gaining, for some reason this doesn't go, I'm gaining position as well. I can end up on top pretty easily, so that's fine, I can finish it here. And to finish it, all right? To finish it, you're kind of pulling with that hand as you're this sort of motion. Got it? Let's give it a shot. I'm not a clapper. I've already made that known yesterday. Yesterday we did Ric Flair. What can we do today that's different? Anybody have an idea?
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey? Yeah, let's do an all right on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
One thing I just wanted to address pretty quick is you got to get that leg up there pretty quick. Okay? Against maybe lower level people, they don't really know the escape or they're slow, like maybe you have time, but against good people, they know, people drill how to escape these things when the loop comes on. So, and some people are like, man, I'm really heavy on this knee because this is up. That's okay. It doesn't really matter. So I'm here, and as soon as I have it set, I'm kind of just shoving leg on the knee. I'm kind of just, I'm up on my leg and I'm just falling down to my head. I'm not like doing like just bar or anything. I'm trying to kind of stay in the same ridiculous leg up top. Does that make sense? I'm not doing a long fall. I'm doing underneath the muscle. Any questions about that before we move on? You guys are experts. I love it. So another situation comes off the same sort of thing, right? So it can come off like a failed shot, like maybe he shot on me and we're in this like turtle position. It could be, maybe I was here, maybe I did it, he came out, and then maybe I dragged him back down or something like that. So I'm more up and he's more down. We're kind of like this, okay? Everything else is going to be the same. The initial setup. Initial setup is the same. We're here, but instead of falling on our hip, we're going to roll through, okay? So we're here, we got pressure on him. We don't need this second hand. I just need the loop. My chest is going to go on him, so he can't, obviously, posture up and get out. So the loop is set here. I'm rolling through, and I'm catching that forearm. I'm finishing that way. So we're here. However, we ended up here a bunch of different ways to end up here. But we're here. I'm coming up, shoulder tight on him. I'm rolling through. This hand, optimally, I'm trying to come all the way through and grab the far bicep. Sometimes you end up behind it. Sometimes you end up squeezing it from the front. I don't think it makes that much of a difference, but we're trying to secure that far arm. That's the anchor that keeps him from rolling out. You understand? So I'm here. You try to roll, it's just up with it. And then to finish it, I'm just putting it on. Is that pretty tight? Very tight. Does everybody understand? Anybody want to see it again? Somebody, yes.
Yes, please. I need to get for the camera.
That guy. Jerk off fighter pilot nerd. Once again, nice neutral grip. If I have the grip too tight, I can't get it. If it's too loose, we got all this slack. Where I told you between those knuckles, that usually ends up being
You're going to air toward too loose or too tight?
too tight. Because too tight, I can always loosen it up easy, but if I get to go the other way, it's harder. So if I am like real tight, something like that, and I want to do loop choke, it's easy just to slide down a bit. If I'm the other way, hold on a minute before I choke you. You know what I mean? You can't really do that. So always tight, and then you can go loose. We're here. We did up here, whatever. Something like this. Blah, 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 blah. I'm rolling through it, grabbing. Does everybody see how I have the arm here? And I'm pulling my elbow to me. And then this arm, I'll roll all the way through to come on top. And then I'm pulling my right arm. He's kind of big, so it's hard for me to roll all the way on top because I got him constricted. But a smaller person, I can get all the way on top and lean into it more. He's got bigger shoulders and stuff. Does that make sense? Does anybody want to do a roll? Everybody cool in the back? Does everybody remember what we say? 1, 2, 3. All right, all right, all right. Good.
There we go.
So somebody asked me, like as you see, a couple things. I'm on my knees, kind of just showing it here too, but in reality, I want you like this, right? So if I'm here, like this is kind of weak, he can explode out. So in reality, I'm going to be pressuring down on them. I don't want them to posture before I initiate. That's the first thing I wanted to mention. Secondly, somebody said, it might be hard, but am I going behind the arm? Yes. And they said, well, what if you can't get behind the arm? Well, if he's like this, he can't really keep his arm in and me not smash him. Most people are going to be basing, right? Especially if I'm around the neck, they're not going to just pull their elbows in and let me kind of attack the neck. But if they did do that for some reason, look, we can just still go to the first one. If for some reason that hole is completely closed, but you still can do it even when it's just the arm doesn't take as much space up, but you can still do it without the arm being there. You can still turn them over and finish the choke that way. Just a little caveat. Another variation of this is instead of going all the way through to the bicep, I'm rolling under, and this one's coming behind the head. So if you can kind of see this, don't move. This arm is coming under and going like this. Okay? So I'm here now. It's not necessarily under my arm because there's a lot of real estate. If you got super long, like go gadget arm, and you can do that fine. But I'm really just trying to kind of put like a gooseneck around his neck like this. So I'm here, and then the roll is the same. And then to put the choke on, I'm pushing this hand forward, and I'll come.
That didn't work.
So I'm going to show you one more time, and then you can just practice these two a little bit, and then we're going to go on to the spinny, flippy shit, okay? We're here, I'm on him. Maybe for some reason I don't want that arm, or the arm is weird. Here. And then I'm just literally just pushing my arm and pull. First rule, always look forward. Everybody get that? Always look cool. Always look cool. I didn't hear them.
Could you do the final step facing the other direction?
Oh yeah. So you want me this way, right? Yes. So here, I'm on him. I'm being good, like lots of pressure. This hand's coming in, going behind the head. My head's going in here, and then I'm pushing it on. Basically, it's pushing that head into the hand. Does that make sense? You want to torture each other a little bit more? 1, 2, 3. No.
We do that.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. All right. So one thing I should mention, I'm mindful of. So the first one we showed in this series, I came through and I grabbed the arm. Right. So check this out. For some reason, if you feel like you lose this or something happens with this, you can go to the first one. Or go to that second variation. You still can go back to that wedge instead of pulling with the arm. So you always have that option. For some reason you lose it, you just stuff it right under the head and you can finish with each other still. So just be mindful of that. I should have probably showed you so you could play with that a little bit, but now you know that you can really, it's not very hard. I'll show you one more time. Just spin around. I'll do it slow. From here. Here, for some reason, I lose it. I can just go right behind the head. It's very easy. You know what isn't cool? When your glasses break and you look like somebody beat your ass. Any questions on that so far? Making sense to everybody? Yeah, everybody's doing really, really good. Okay, now we get into more the style part of the program here. So everything is the same, okay? But instead of reaching through, I better take these off.
Oh, you really broke
See,
it.
that was on my terms. That was on my terms. So I'm here. So instead of reaching through, grab the arm, maybe they're kind of big or something like that, or maybe you feel like that's not the move. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna reach around the leg, okay? I'm sticking my head in here like, hey guys, what's up? You know what I mean? Sticking my head inside, I'm reaching around the leg and I'm sitting through, and I'm rolling. Yeah. And I want to hook this, okay? And I think you can see what's going on, right? He's pretty good. This is kind of a hard thing to get out of, and then for some reason, if this you feel like this one obviously is very high on style points. So if you can pull this one off, this is good for the gram, right? So, but if for some reason maybe you lose this or he's strong and he kicks out, you can go right back to the head. So that's always an option as well. But if you get the first one, again, the first rule, always look cool. And that first one looks pretty cool, right? Especially if they don't have like a little bit of flexibility, you can just kind of wishbone them out like this. So one more time, I'm here. Key point, you don't want to roll with your head on the outside because then you're look at this, on my head. You don't want somebody's big old ass all on your head, right? So put it in a pocket. Now we're not rolling on my head. We're rolling. I kind of like to lock my legs like this.
That's good. That's good.
Is that cool or not? One more time. You want to see it again? This direction. We're on him here. Head in the hole. Grab it. I kind of like to. I'll grab extra stuff just to kind of control him, because otherwise, I don't know what he's doing.
My knee.
Oh, your knee? You okay?
Yeah, I'm like.
It's also a knee lock apparently as well. So, and then just pour it on, and then again, give me that back. For some reason, you're losing all this stuff. Again, back to that. You satisfied? It's cool, right? Definitely cool. All right, let's give it a shot. And if you have any questions, put your hands up and practice losing that leg and then going back to that first one as well, because that does happen sometimes. If they're really big, sometimes people like panic and they just start kicking and their leg is against your arm. If you get it really tight, maybe you can grab your lapel. You can control it well, but for sometimes it comes out. So I'm going to count down. Does everybody know what we're supposed to say now? 1, 2, 3. Do it. Yeah. Somebody asked me, like, can you scoop the leg before you roll? I'm like, I can't really kind of stick my head in there like as I'm doing that. Maybe if you're flexible, you can. And that's the type of person that can blank their own blank, but I'm not that guy. Yeah, this is weird. I'm all stretched out. Yeah, this is strange. So, could you possibly? I haven't hooked already. Maybe. Like, I wouldn't work for me like that.
If you roll like that, I think you snap. If you roll already have it.
Maybe, or I'd snap my ass bone. So yes, so you need to kind of be mindful. And for some reason, if their legs are, if they roll like a cadaver and their legs are straight, you can't lift them. What are we gonna do? First one. Go back to the first one. Second one. I don't know. The first, second one. I don't know. You know what I mean? Though. Put the arm. Okay. Now let's start looking. I'm going to show you the same one. It's literally the same thing, but it's from a different position. Okay. A lot of times, guys, we're here. You get this sort of position a lot. Sometimes guys are maybe he's trying to put an underhook. He's trying to come to his knees or something like that. So all I'm doing, I'm moving so you can see. I'll feed this here. What do we have now, guys?
Cool style point.
It's the same thing. It's just from top.
That's slick.
So, so if they're fighting, coming underneath, I'll control them. Now, it's not always super feasible to do that because sometimes it's hard to grab this, depending on what happens. But if you can, look where we are. It's high on cool, guys. That's high on cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I might not be the best advice. It's a little bit of a flashy. Yeah, I'm sorry. The glasses, yeah. Anybody got bubble gum? These things have seen better days. Somebody play a little music while I'm getting this together. All right, here we go. I think we got one more in them. All right. They're certainly coming off here in about 4 seconds. So here, I got like this, almost like you're threatening a guillotine. You know, like you're going for the chin, feet, and then I'll take this. I'm losing them. So, one thing. So I'll take this, and I'm under here like this, like just like you'd almost be setting up for a guillotine, but I'll feed it to it like this. You understand? So I'm getting the lapel the way I want it. I'm moved out of the way so you can see. I'm not hanging out here. Oh, just stay here, buddy, while I show you. Don't move. No, I'm going to be here. Lots of pressure. I already have it on, so uh-oh. Only one. Let's see if he'll make it. He's kind of big. It took a long way. That's all.
You might want to tell my time.
Yeah, I'm still putting my head in the hole. I'm not rolling over my head, just so everybody knows. That's not fun. Like, yeah, over the head. That's not. Yeah, I'm not flipping with my head in the way because then I'm gonna run over. I'm still putting my head down. And could you finish? I think so. Watch. So I'm here. It would have to be, yeah, I'm able to finish. But I could. You know, I could just jump over with that one. You know what I mean? So you see how when one is there, the other one is kind of right behind it. All of them. As long as you got the set, you can go fishing for the other one. So does everybody want to give that a shot? A few minutes left. You want to do some flips? Don't blow a hammy or anything. It's early here. It's early. It's a little cold out. Anybody need to see it again or one more time? So I'm here. I might be going across it, something around. Get it in here. I'll stuff it, feed it quickly. Now, I don't care what you say. Has everybody got it? This is going to be the last one, so let's do it right, okay? Please. Be a lot cooler if you did. 1, 2, 3. Go flip it.